Today we are looking at the Besgnulinux. So this is the new Linux distribution in my channel. I never made a video on this distribution. So I randomly found it on the SourceForge website. So here is the boot menu. So let me quickly boot it in the live boot. And I'm running it on the virtual machine, which is a VMware with a 60 GB of virtual disk, 8 GB of RAM, and my CPU is i5 1240p. So this distribution has like a JWM desktop environment, and the booting process will take like 1 minute or 2 minutes. It completely depends on the Linux distros. Some distros will take a bit lesser, distros will take a bit more time. So I'm going to show you what it is based on, what the desktop environment version and everything, audio, graphics, downloading process, everything as soon as the desktop layout is loaded. And I'm also going to mention that the duration of booting process as soon as it's booted up. So let's wait and see how much time it's going to consume. So here you can see the desktop layout is loaded. So it just took like a 35 seconds to load up the desktop layout. So it didn't take that much of time. So that's a good thing right now. So about installing this distribution, if you're using like a live boot, you can use it for the live boot. But if you're trying to install it on the main PC or work PC, it's better to do all the research, because this is first time I'm making a video on this distribution, and also it's I don't know whether it's a well-known or it's unknown distribution. So I randomly found it on the SourceForge. So it's better to do all the research, and if you're satisfied, then go with the installation, or else just test it in the live boot, or you can try it in the virtual machines. So I'm going to first change the display settings. Let me go to the JWM tools. Let me find the screen settings. Let me find all the settings, and we can go through other things. Adjust screen resolution. So my monitor is like a 1920 into 1080. So I'm going to find that resolution. Here is my resolution. So it's going to change the display resolution, and also the wallpaper they choose as a default wallpaper is pretty much good. So it's completely nice, like a shaded gray, black, and some light color. So that's a good work done with the desktop wallpapers. So I'm going to keep it like this one, and I'm going to close everything. So let me first open the system monitor or the task manager, whatever it is, and see the resources like a CPU and RAM. So it's a JWM, so you should be seeing the resources too low. So memory is almost under 500 MB, and also CPU is around 3-4% maybe. And I'm using 8 GB of RAM, which I already mentioned in the beginning. So these are all the resources. More details, here are all the resources. So you can call it like it's good for the low-end PC, but it's better to get all the information when you're trying to install this distribution. I'm going to show you the downloading process and also some information of their website. There is no specific website, but it was in the SourceForge. So I'm going to show you all the information. So, and also I'm going to keep the task manager in the right side corner. So you should be seeing everything changes throughout the video. So like this, I'm going to keep it like this. So you should be judging on your own whether to use this distribution or not. So it's a JWM desktop environment. You already know a lot of people in my channel loves the JWM window manager or desktop environment, whatever you want to call it. So first let me show you the terminal like NeoFetch and INXI. Then we're going to go to the official website. So I didn't try this distribution, so this is my first time, so I need to find all the applications. So let me make it like half and half, so you can see the system monitor or the task manager while getting all the information. So let me show you the about Telex 1.9.5 is the version. So let's try the NeoFetch. Hit enter. So we need to install the NeoFetch and INXI. So I'm going to install the NeoFetch and INXI, and I'm going to continue from there. Sudo app install NeoFetch. So we need to update some packages. So let's try the INXI. Sudo apt install INXI, same thing. So let me update some packages. So I installed both NeoFetch and INXI. So now let's try the NeoFetch. hit enter, and here you should be seeing the operating system, Besgnulinux. Here is the version, and host it says like a VMware. Kernel version you get the 6.1. I'm going to show you whether it's a LTS version or the stable version, the 6.1. If you already know, I'm going to show you however. But the uptime is almost 12 minutes, so it took a few minutes in the installing the NeoFetch and also the INXI. And packages 2049 dpkg. I tried to install the fast fetch, but we need to add some things before installing the fast fetch, so that's the reason I'm showing you the NeoFetch. Shell bash version 5.2.15, display resolution 1920 into 1080, desktop environment light DM, X session, window manager JWM, theme, here is the theme, icons, and the terminal, my CPU, which I already mentioned in the beginning. So here is the VMware, and here is the GPU VMware, and the memory is 1610 MB, which is like a 1.6 MB or 1.6 GB, sorry. And here you can still see the 553 MB. So let me try to type in INXI -SV8, and this command will grab complete distro information. I hope you are properly seeing everything, or else we can change the background of the terminal. So the first is the system. So let's try to change the color, preference, and here is some issue detected. And appearance, you can change it to whatever color you want. Theme variant, let's change to light. And background image, you can change whatever you want. And windowing style, borderless, theme variant, and here are all the things. So I'm just going to keep it like a default thing, and we can go through all the other things. So system, Besgnulinux, kernel version 6.1, 64-bit, compiler GCC version is 12.2.0, and desktop not available. Window manager JWM version is 2.4.4. Sorry, I'm a bit of tired, and also I didn't properly sip. If I say anything wrong, try to get all the information by pausing the video. If anything happens, then it's better to pause the video and read everything, or else I'm going to properly read everything. Light DM version you get is 1.26.0. Distro it says like a Besgnulinux 0205, and here is the VMware, which is virtual machine, which is clearly unnecessary for the video. So memory 7.72 GB, available RAM is 7.72 GB, and the I'm using 8 GB of RAM, and used is 1.85 GB. So that's the reason always never depend on the task managers. Try to type in like a INXI or the NeoFetch. You should be getting the proper RAM usage. So it's almost like a 24%. So I installed some packages and all those things. So that's the reason the RAM went a bit higher. And here is my CPU, which I already mentioned in the beginning and also 2 times. So here is the vulnerabilities, which is clearly unnecessary for the video, and the flags, same thing. Now let's go with the graphics information. Here is the VMware GFX version 2.20, and the display is X11. XORG version is 1.21.1.7. Here is my present resolution or the present monitor resolution. These are all the available resolutions available. OpenGL version is 4.3, Mesa is 22.3.6. It's not the latest graphics stacks, but it's okay. And the audio, here is the audio, ELSA. Pulse audio version is 16.1. And here is the network, Bluetooth, drives, partitions, which is clearly unnecessary for the video. But if anything is important, just pause the video and read everything. Here is the process, 228. Uptime is almost 13 minutes. Init systemd version is 252. Compiler GCC version already mentioned. Shell bash version already mentioned. INXI version is 3.3.26. So let me type in cat /etc/issue. So here you should be seeing the Besgnulinux. So we got all the information. So let me close it. And now let's see all the pre-installed applications we get from this distribution. So here in the accessories, these are all the applications. Under development, just single application. Education, so golden dictionary. Under games, you get a bunch of games here. Under graphics, you get some applications like Inkscape, some other applications. And multimedia, you don't get a VLC media player, but you get like a Cellide and other things. Under the internet, you don't get the Firefox or any important or the common browsers, but you get the Brave. So you already know Brave will be consuming a bit more resources when compared to the Firefox because it's based on Chromium. So here is all the information. Under the Office, you don't get the LibreOffice. Under settings, you get a bunch of settings like a KDE system settings. So you should be getting like a appearance and some other settings. And here are some other settings like a firewall configuration, print settings. So these are all the things you get under the system. So here you should be getting all those things like an installation. So before installation, let me go to the official website. So here is our Brave. Let me launch the Brave. So it's going to take a bit time. So you need to understand it's going to take a bit time. So we need to have like some patience. So that's a bit of shocking because of the JWM, it loaded completely fastly. So usually in the other desktop environment, you already know how much time does the Brave going to consume, but it was instantly launched in the JWM. So the Brave browser version you get is a 1.71.123. Chromium is 130. I think this is the latest version of the Brave. So let's first go to all the important websites. So I'm going to open every website. So you get the 6.1 kernel. I'm going to show you what is 6.1 kernel is like a stable or the long-term version. So I'm going to open every important websites and I'm going to continue there. So here I opened every important tab like a websites and also the kernel. So the kernel was 6.1. So let's go to the Linux kernel website. So this is the official website of Linux kernel. And 6.1 is the long-term version. So it's a long-term version. I'm going to show you the releases. And long-term version 6.1 released on 2022 and the end of life is December 2026. So you get the LTS kernel. So if you don't know what is a long-term stable or mainline or the RC, which is release candidate, here is all the description of whatever the kernel is called. You can use this for every type of distro. Go to the Linux kernel, find the your specific kernel version of that distro. Just typing like a uname-r. If you have like a Firefox browser, just type in like a about ;support. You should be getting all the kernel info and some distro information. So you just need to type in like a uname-r. Whatever the kernel says, just search for the kernel. And here you should be getting all the kernel's information. And if you want some other additional information, you just need to click on releases. And you should be good with this, all the information. So let me close the Linux kernel. And here is the official. So it's not the official, but you should be getting the ISO files from here. But I can say there is like some official website like a blogspot.com. So here is some information about the Besgnulinux. So when you scroll it down, you should be getting the link here. So that's the official website. We can call it like official website, but it's a blogspot.com. It's okay. So here is all the information, like this is the information of the specific version we are using. Click on read more. And here you should be seeing it's based on Debian. So you already know when I was installing all the INXI and the NeoFetch, you should be seeing all the Debian information like a Bookworm and everything. So it's based on Debian and version 2.5 and desktop environment JWM, window manager JWM, processor architecture 64-bit, disk space average 8 GB, RAM usage average 250 MB. Here you can see the CPU and RAM. So it's better to try it on your own, and if you want to install, get all the information. If you're satisfied with the privacy and everything, then go with the installations. Or else if you have any at least 10% of doubt, don't go with any type of new distributions. Always go with the well-known distributions. If you're satisfied, then go with the installation. It's clearly up to you to judge. And the kernel you get is stable. So it says like a stable, but it's not the stable version, it's a long-term version. And also it's a stable version, it's not like a release candidate, so you can call it like a stable. So same thing. And icon theme, I already showed you all those things. System theme. And the installer, you get the Calamares installer, so you can easily install the Besgnulinux without any issues. So usually you can install whatever the Linux distro, because the Linux distro installation will be pretty much simple and easily to understand. Just the partition step, if you are new user, then you need to carefully try to install whether you want to boot it like a single boot or a dual boot. So if you're already using Linux distro, you already know how to install. Group installation, UEFI and BIOS, and other things. Here is all the applications and some other information like a JG menu. Here is like all those things. And also I forgot to show you. So here is how the applications looks. So you should be getting all the applications right from here. So I forgot to show you this thing. So here you should be getting all the applications, or else you can just run right here, or else you can choose the just like a Windows 7 application menu. So it's pretty much okay for Windows user, but if you want some additional style, you can try to click on the second option, and you should be welcome kind of like a Windows 8.1. So it was a bad operating system. In my opinion, it should be good for some users. So it was a bit of odd for me, because we were using like a Windows 7, Windows XP and Windows 95. So I'm pretty much using older operating system because I'm 30, almost 30 now. So here is all the applications you get. Let me close it. A lot of people doesn't know what is like a Windows XP. They never used those operating systems. Those were the best operating systems when we were young. So these are all the applications you get. So pretty much I already showed you every pre-installed applications. In order to download, you can just hover over it. You should be seeing the SourceForge link here. So you can see all the sourceforge.net, all the information. So it's going to download from the SourceForge itself. Even if you have like an official website, there is no official mirror. So you need to download from the SourceForge. So here you should be getting all the features like a 28 GUI tools, power time control, JDM colors. So you get all the information right here. If I show you everything, it's going to take ages to make a video. So it will be like a 3-4 hours of video. I don't want to make that much lengthy video. So I showed every important information right here. So if you want to try it, you can try it on your own, decide. And if you tested, do let me know in the comment section how it performed when you installed. So about the files, you can just click on the download here, or else you can choose the ISO file. Check the date and check the downloads if you want. Click on the ISO file. It's going to take like a 5-second maximum, and you should be getting the downloads. And here is the ISO file. Let me click on save. So the ISO file should be around like a 2.3 GB. So that's a valid, or it's just like a okay size. So it's not a maximum or a heavy ISO file. It's just a normal size. So we are good with the downloading. So we got all the information, I guess. So let me close everything. So let's open few applications to see how it's going to perform. So it's a JWM. It's going to perform a bit better. So it's going to also consume a bit less resources. So wherever you touch, you should be getting all the applications. So that's the weird thing here. So here you can choose the application menu. Here you can also choose the applications, second option, and also here is like a third options. When you click on the CPU and also on the memory, it's going to open all the applications. So I don't know whether it's a glitch or some issue, but it's okay. There is no issue here. So it's a small things. And about the workspace, here you can check all the workspace. So if you want to change, you can change whatever you want here. So here are all the networks and VPNs if you want. So I'm going to close everything, and let's check some desktop. Here are the desktop, about the web browser, and about the file manager. Here is the file manager. Let's check the version. And here is the Pacman FM 1.3.2. Here using the libfm version 1.3.2. And if you want to go with the applications, here you can still choose the applications. Here you have like a 4 access to the application menu, 1, 2, 3, and the 4. You can choose with the applications like a file manager, and you can choose here 3 options. So they give wherever you want to click, you can click the application menu going to open. So here are some other tools like a JWM tools, startup settings. So I'm going to show you some basic things here, and I'm going to end the video because it's not a well-known distributions. But if you want to try it, if you're a Linux tester, you can try it because it's a new Linux distribution. But if you're a normal user, always go with the well-known distributions. If you're trying to install it as a main operating system or like a work PC, it's better to go with the well-known distributions instead of some random distributions. Because if you have any issues or if you encountered any bugs or anything, it's better to find You can search in forums, or a lot of people going to help if you go with the well-known distributions. So here is our options, and about the panels, here are all the panels. So let me open few applications here and see how the resources will consume. Let me open some random things. And also I forgot the installation, so let me show you the installer. So you should be seeing the Calamares installer. So let me show you some basic things, and I'm going to close the installer. About the installation, you get the 3.2.61 of the Calamares installer. Again, same thing, language selection, click on next, choose the map, or you can choose the drop down menu. Here are some options. If you want to keep it default, you can keep it, or if you want to customize, you can customize. About the keyboard, choose your language, choose your variant. If you want to test your keyboard, you can test. Click on next. Here you can choose whether to install, so choose your installation destination. If you want single boot, choose this option. If you want dual boot, go with these options. So before that, you need to create a partition, and here you can encrypt and bootloader location. Again, same thing, next, user account creation and summary. The installation will take like a 15 to 20 minutes. So those were some things. So the SourceForge said like it's going to run it on like a weak PC or like a strong PC. It can run on any type of PC. So it's consuming like this much of resources. So if you want exact resources, let me show you the terminal. Let me find the terminal, and I'm going to show you how much resources it's consuming. Let me type in INXI, and the RAM is right now, uptime is almost 29 minutes, and the RAM is almost 2.2 GB. So it's better to check the terminal instead of the task manager here. So here is the RAM, here is our CPU and all the information. So let me close it. So let me do the stress test by opening a few applications. So we don't get LibreOffice or anything like that. So I'm going to open a few applications. So we need to have like a bit of resource consuming applications to see how the resource is going to consume. But we have some basic applications, so I'm going to try to test like that. Here is some other things like a memory usage. If you want like a speed up, you can go with this speed up also. I don't know what it does. Let me show you speed up. So the password should be something like a live maybe. Let's try to type in live. I hope it works. And it works. So the password is LIVE. And what else we need to open here? Let me open some random things. Let's open the application menu, and let me try to open some random things here. So there are like a lot of games also. I'm going to close this one. Inkscape, let me open the Inkscape. What else we have? So I'm going to find the Synaptic Package Manager. There is also the VirtualBox. Let's go with the Synaptic Package Manager. So I think we are good with this type of applications. So there are still applications opening in the background, so we need to wait for a few seconds. So Inkscape didn't open still. Let's open the terminal again. So it's taking a bit of time. The Brave browser took it opened instantly in the beginning, but I tried like 2 times, but I'm not still seeing the Brave browser. So let me type in INXI, or else you can try the NeoFetch itself. So it's almost like a 2.5 GB. So it shows like a 1.1 GB or 1 GB. It's not even 1 GB, 1011. So we have like a 12-13 MB of difference still for 1 GB. So here is the Synaptic Package Manager. Let's check the about. So you get the latest Synaptic Package Manager. I think the latest is like a 0.92, something like that. I don't really remember because I'll be posting 2 videos daily without missing. So these are all the packages. If you want to see everything, you can see in a slow-mo by changing in a YouTube settings playback speed to 0.25, and you should be seeing everything in a slow-mo. So the installed packages will be right here. Installed version will be on the left side. On the right side, the latest version. About the packages or the description will be on the right side. So that's the all the information. And about the text, here is like a Pluma 1.26.0 and RAM usage of programs. If you want to refresh, if you want to exit, you can do whatever you want. So if Flatpak is not installed, the following packages will use unnecessary resources. So let me click on no. Journal service keeps records in the system, uses an average of 20 to 30. So I'm just going to disable it. So here are all the appearance, theme. So let's try to change the theme. So here are a few themes you can choose. There are not a plenty of themes available, but here are the available things. And about the color, here are the color, icon themes, and mouse cursor, font, and others. So these are all the common things. So it was working properly. So it's better to check the RAM by typing the commands like a neofetch or inxi. You can install the commands, you can install the inxi or neofetch by typing just sudo apt install inxi or like a neofetch, same like a Ubuntu and Debian. So it's based on Debian, so you know how to install the inxi and neofetch. So if you want to install the fast fetch, you can install the fast fetch itself. So you should be getting some additional information, or else you can use the neofetch, or else you can just ignore all those things and type in like a inxi-sv8. You should be getting all the information. So this is the all the information about the Besgnulinux. So if you still want to go through all the additional things, if you want to see any information like more information from this distribution, I'm going to make another video. But for this specific distro, I think this is the okay for review. So I think this is the best information we can give, because we know what it is based on. We know what kernel we are using, audio, graphics, everything. So these are all the main things we need. About the applications, we can install whatever the application we want. So these are all the small things or the main things I showed, like a Synaptic Package Manager and everything. So if you want to install anything, you can install on the terminal. There is also like a virtual box for the virtual machines, like running some distros. So here you should be seeing the virtual box application, and I'm going to show you the logout screen and I'm going to end the video. So about the virtual box, you should be getting the latest version, I guess 7.1.2. so you get the virtual box also. So let me show you the logout screen and I'm going to end the video. So these are all the power options you get, like a refresh menu, refresh JWM. So there are a lot of available options, like a dark lock or the light lock. You can change whatever you want. So there are plenty of available options. And also there are some issues also when we in the first you can open the browser and some applications, but after using like a 20 minutes or 30 minutes, the applications doesn't open. So maybe because we are running it on the virtual machines maybe, and also the user experience will be completely different. Always remember, when you are running it on the virtual machines, it will be a bit different, and when you install it on the bare metal, it will be completely different. The RAM resources, the CPU resources will be completely different. There will be like a few percentage difference. So these are all the common things you need to understand. The main basic objective, or the main objective of this channel, is to show you what are the changes or what are the important things you get from the distribution, and also few like you can at least guess how the resources will consume, and also whether it's working stably or not. So these are all the common things I usually show you in the virtual machine. So don't judge it on the virtual machines, you need to try it on your own. And also before trying it, if you want to try it in the live boot or in the virtual machines, it's clearly okay. But if you're trying it on the main system or like installing on the work PC or anything like that, always do your own research. Don't rely on someone's video. Even it's me, always depend on your own research. Get all the information. If you're satisfied with the privacy and all the stability and features and everything, then go with the installations, or else just skip these distributions, because I never recommend any type of distributions. I only say this thing, which is always go with the well-known distributions, never go with the unknown distributions, because if you have any bugs or anything, it will be easily solved by most of the users. So these are all the common things, and I'm going to end the video. So and also I'll be posting 2 videos daily. If you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. Let me show you the logout screen and a video. And also password for the live boot credentials is LIVE. Here you should be seeing the username and password. So I think this should be different. Let me type in Besgnulinux. I hope it works. So you just need to type in like a username Besgnulinux and for the password LIVE. So I randomly guessed this username and password. I don't know what is the password and username. So it's always a good option. Guess these common things. The password usually will be live or root or TOOR or just the basic without anything. And also username will be basically most of the time the distro itself, or you can just like type in like a live user. So these are all the common things you need to guess and try it. You don't need to search in any of the search engine or anything like that. So most of the well-known distributions doesn't provide any password or anything. You can automatically log in, but some distros will need to try to get all the information on your own. Sometimes they're going to provide the username and password. Sometimes they're not going to provide any type of any information. So it's better to try all our things, and we can guess our own password and live user like that. So that's the end of the video. I'm going to shut it down the PC. And if you liked the video, give the thumbs up button, and it will help the channel also. Thanks for watching.